Well, how good is Last Epoch? Well, I was among those who actually waited a bit because I heard there were problems. I actually bought the game, refunded it because I knew it's going to be lots of online issues. After people told me that, well, it settled down, I decided to buy it again. And I'm happy that I did. This is by far the best time I had since I play Diablo 3. And I think, in my opinion, it even surpasses it for me. I just didn't expect it to be that good, and I'm happy that I actually decided to go and not digital together. Sometimes, when there are issues, I just move on to the next game. Now, the game itself has different large areas interconnected. The end game is kind of more accessible, very fast, fast travel points. We can just get there and start the activity. And for example, in this activity, there are some big areas which I need to finish. Sometimes it's a mix between different type of game types. Sometimes it's you need to finish a wave of enemies. Sometimes the boss fight. And sometimes you just need to eliminate a certain amount of enemies or certain amount of objectives in the map. It's kind of a combination, and it's really fun. Variety of levels, designs also make it really fun. And overall, the combination of looting and crafting in this game is phenomenal. Now, some people mentioned that for reviewers that the crafting is kind of slowing the game down. It's kind of negative. I don't see it like that at all. I actually see this part as really interesting and fun, rather than just doing the same thing. So basically, there's less repetitiveness in the game for me because I kind of pay a lot of attention of the items that I want to craft. So that extra layer is something that feels more unique for me and fresh, the way it is actually implemented. So I find it as a positive thing. Aside from that, there are also filters, so you can filter out things that you don't want. You don't need to see all the loot. You can just put filters. Quite advanced feature, by the way. But just, for example, I won't see white drops, I won't see blue drops. But I can even make it so certain specific drops for my class or for other things. That's very advanced here. So you can only see those. If you're farming for something, you don't really want to see all the different drops, you can do that. Otherwise, you're going to see plenty of them, as you can see here on the screen. And that, by the way, also filtered. You can also choose different colors for them or capitalize it. Really, really crazy stuff. The one thing I think that is missing, but not sure, is the ability to choose a certain value for certain type of fixes, but I've probably haven't gotten too deep into it, but overall, really nice feature. They really make things more easier for players, like searching, for example, the inventory. Everything just, in some games where you don't have it, it feels very frustrating. Here, it's just very accessible. Again, it of course adds a bit of complexity to the AI, but just a little bit. Some things are hidden in the settings, like the filters. Even then, I think the filters are not really well made to make it easier to use. Nonetheless, they are there for you to use, and it just makes things easier after you set it up correctly. Now, same goes to boss fight, but the most important thing for me that I didn't need to go online to search for builds. The game makes it very easier in terms of giving you information, so you can do it properly and get to something that actually work. Whether in Diablo 4, for example, I tried something myself and it was so exhausting and I didn't get what I want, and basically I needed to look. So what's the point in looking elsewhere? I want the most fun is actually experimenting with the builds, and don't make it so costly. It is costly to some degree, of course, require time if you remove points, so you need to get more experience to get them back. But overall, I think they should move it all together, make it much easier for players to make builds on the fly without that extra cost of a lot of time waiting for it. That's my opinion. So basically, I want Visa to be free, fast, so we can really experiment really quickly with different things. This is just another layer that just slows time, and I think I don't want that. Nonetheless, it lets me to the build that I'm actually using here, which I really enjoy because I create a build which fits my playstyle, and I've tried to optimize it to make it work well, and the game gives me the information that I need in order to do so. And then it's all micromanagement. It's super fun, by the way. This is the most fun thing to do in a game like this. And if this is taken away from me, not of course forcefully, but I see that I can do it in a way that the game doesn't provide me with enough tools to be able to do it, I'm just going to look online and then I just lose interest in the game very fast. Because for me, the fun of playing games like that is the in-between. If the process of actually crafting a build by myself and trying to feel something that I really enjoy playing. This is why I don't want lots of interferences in the way, and the game does it pretty well. Except again for the thing that, you know, it's not really a big thing, but I really want things to, changes in the build to be faster without anything annoying in between. So super fun, very addictive, lots of features, and plays well. Visually, it's very, very impressive. Right now, I'm not having any issues. Well, a few online issues, but most of the time it works. 99% works flawlessly, and then the game, of course, opens up, and you can just play and have fun. I haven't played with anybody else yet because my friends are not actually playing this game. So it would be nice if there was some kind of auto matchmaking for certain activities. That would be nice. Unless I missed something, but I haven't found anything like that. But overall, I'm very pleased with the game. Uh, at some point, every game becomes again, repetitive can be a good thing or negative thing. There are some games that are very repetitive, but they're fun. So give me good balance between if the game is the replayability. Sorry, the end game is feels repetitive and boring. Here, not, because there's so many things you can do, and it's really challenging. And because the focus is on the crafting and the micro optimizations to do so. By the way, the same goes to other Diablo games. That's the part one. But here again, it's implemented better in order to make it more accessible, I think, to new players or those who really don't understand the in-depth of everything, and you're going to learn it as they go. So that's overall, I'm having a lot of fun, and endgame content is fun. Lots of loot, tons of loot. By the way, there's so much loot here. I'm talking about unique loot. Yeah, of course you get some things that are dropping repetitive, but with different prefixes, affixes, values, and different prefixes and affixes. And the other thing that I haven't used yet for upgrading, for example, to legendary, the lots of things that I haven't touched just yet because I try to get the build into what I want, and then I'm just gonna tramp it all together, which I'm very close doing so. And that's it. Highly recommended. Fantastic game. Really, not a lot for bad stuff to talk out there than the online issues, which are pretty much solved by the time of making this video. So yeah, highly recommended. Thanks for watching.
Wretches. The more you consume all this nightmare. Finally over.